Go live? Okay.
Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Navavimas podcast. So today we have a very special topic that we have chosen for today's Sunday's live stream. So today we are going to talk about the new CAA amendment law, which was passed recently by the government of India. So today we have a law student who reached out to me. He wanted to talk about CAA law in its details, in its historical and current perspective and its implementation. So I thought, okay, why don't we have him on our show and let him give us a bit more understanding, knowledge on CAA law. So we have seen a lot of discussions happening in media. Normal people are talking about it, so that would be very interesting for us to discuss these things. So we have the guest. He will be coming to our stream in a few minutes. In the meantime, I will be sharing a bit more information in the CA law. So I have something. I have the CA law PDF prepped here, and let's see what happens. So we also have Nandi here. Nandi,
Namaskar, everyone.
thank you for
Yeah.
your all the help and support that you are providing us. We really appreciate it.
Mhm.
So
We're
what I will
always
do
with
is,
you.
yeah, thank you. So what we will do is, we will be just, I'm just sharing the CA law PDF, which is passed by the government. So I'll be sharing this on the stream, and we will also skim through a part of it,
Sure.
and then we will start our conversation. So till then, the guests also will be arriving with us. So I hope it is visible to everybody.
Can you zoom in a little bit?
Yes, I think we need to zoom it.
Oh, this is a government gazette. Interesting.
Yeah. So this is the official government gazette. I think now it is legible, correct? Legible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the audience, this is the official gazette released by Government of India on CAA, Citizenship Amendment Act. So this act was amended to facilitate uh, minorities, religious minorities from the subcontinent, from Pakistan, Bangladesh, and few other. Not, I think Sri Lanka is not mentioned here. So Sri Lanka is not part of CAA, but specifically Pakistan and Bangladesh, religious minorities, including Christians, they will be given priority, and in terms of giving citizenship to them in case they come to India as a refugee. So this was a gazette notification which was published by Government of India. So we will read through little bit of that, and then we will have our guest ready to give us more understanding and perspective on the historical part of it, also the legal part of it. Let me check whether we have our guest come or not. The guest is a little bit late, so let's see. We'll read through it. We'll read through some part of it. So the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019, number 47 of 2019. An act further to amend the Citizenship Act 1955, be it enacted by Parliament in the 17th year of the Republic of India as follows. The act may be called Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. It shall come into force
So
on,
sorry to interrupt,
yeah,
Dada. So we
yeah, tell me.
already had Citizenship Act
Mm-hmm.
before.
Yes,
Seems like
1955.
established in 1955.
Yep.
So it did not include any persecuted refugees from neighboring subcontinent.
not specifically. So,
Mm-hmm.
as per the 1955 Act, any person who is not citizen of India can apply
Mm-hmm.
to be citizen of India. So there is a portal. There's a portal where any
Mm-hmm.
individual who wants to be part of Indian India, so they can apply for citizenship via the portal, and that will be processed. So there are processes in place, and the process will review their application, and based on the review they will be given citizenship, or they will say, okay, okay, we are unable to provide the citizenship. So they can be rejected or they can be
Yeah.
accepted. There was no
So
specific
to
provision.
so to become Indian citizenship, like a citizen, you should hold only one citizenship, that is India's, right? There is no
Yes,
dual citizenship rules. Like if you
yes,
have married someone, I've heard that you will get a OCI card, but it will have a limited access to things.
correct, correct, correct. So there are a lot of things legally which is there. So
Mm-hmm.
that will have, okay, but generally what will happen is that you will not be automatically granted citizenship if you marry somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
for that matter, as per the 1955 law, you do not have an express route to become citizen. Every
Mm-hmm. You have
individual,
to go
whether
through
with,
the process.
yeah, they have to go through the general process. So there was no provision to expedite or consider somebody who is a particular minority in a specific place or country.
Mm-hmm.
So they would have to
Mm-hmm.
go through the same grind which everybody goes through. So
Mm-hmm.
government of India in 2019 enacted or amended the existing 1955 law to
Mm-hmm.
give give a specific privileges, not privileges, but specific exemptions for people who would be granted citizenship if they come to India from specific countries like Bangladesh, Pakistan, for religious minorities who have been
Mm-hmm.
persecuted in that specific country. So that was the amendment. So it had a cutoff of 2014. So individuals who have come to India prior to 2014 from India and Bangladesh, specifically religious minorities that would include Christians, Hindus, and few other groups as well.
And six
So
as well. Mm-hmm.
yeah, six as well, correct, six as well. So they will be given citizenship on a express. So correct, there is a limit. Like you have to be in India for, let's say, 10 years. I'm not exact year it is, but you have to be the citizen of India, like live in the country for specific time of period. Only then you will be
Mm-hmm.
granted citizenship. So that was actually relaxed. So
Mm-hmm.
that took place. So this amendment is
Okay.
related to that specific portion of it's a historical thing. Historically, when the partition of India happened, you had
Mm-hmm.
Hindus and Muslims were stayed
Mm-hmm.
back. So when the partition
Who
happened,
could not? Yeah.
yeah, so the total population exchange could not happen. The exchange population
Yeah.
between Pakistan and Australia India did not took place. So some Hindus were stayed back in Pakistan, and some
Mm-hmm.
Muslims stayed back in India. So
Mm-hmm.
now you had a population of pockets who would living in each other's countries. And now
Mm-hmm.
what has happened in recent years, for decades, we have seen religious minorities in Pakistan and Bangladesh are being persecuted just because they are of a certain faith, Hindu or Sikh. And even also
Mm-hmm.
it also includes Afghanistan. CAA
Mm-hmm.
also includes Afghanistan as well.
Let's
So
see in the next page. Let's
yeah,
keep
so
on reading.
yeah, yeah. So
So
the
this is the
gazetted of,
original. Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is the original copy which I had read it prior to this podcast to make myself a bit more aware of what's happening. Okay. So in the number two, it mentions in the Citizenship Act 1955, hereinafter referred to as the Principal Act, in section 2, in subsection 1, in clause B, the following provision shall be inserted, namely, provided that any person belonging to Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsi, or Christian community from Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Pakistan, who entered into India on or before 31st of December 2014. I was talking about just a few minutes ago that this amendment is
Mhm.
specifically mentions that people who have entered India from these specific countries prior to 2014 December 31st, they will be given special exemptions for citizenship, which are already defined in 1955 law. So this exemption
So,
means that they will get a express route to citizenship because they have been historical reasons why they have been persecuted and they have to flee their own country and come here as a refugee.
interesting.
Okay. And who has been exempted by the central government or under clause C of subsection 2 of the section 3 of the Passport Entry into India Act 1920 or from the application of the provisions of the Foreigners Act 1946 or any rule or order made thereinafter shall not be treated as illegal migrant for the purpose of this act. So this specifically mentioned that okay, if somebody has come from these countries, okay, and if they are from these countries and they are of this faith, they will be given status of refugees and they will be able to apply for citizenship under this amended law, and they will
Mhm.
not be considered as illegal migrants as normally they would be.
Mhm.
Let's go to 3. After section 6A of the Principal Act, the following sections shall be inserted, namely 6B1, the central government or an authority specified by in this behalf may, subject to such conditions, restrictions, and manners as may be prescribed on an application made in this behalf, grant a certificate of registration or certificate of naturalization to a person referred to in the proviso to clause B of the section 1 of the section 2. The subject to fulfillment, I think our guest has arrived. So, yeah. Hi, Somodip.
Hello. Uh,
Namaste.
yeah. So give me just a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Good.
actually, I am facing some technical issues due to which I have to join. I mean, I have to join later bit. So really sorry for the
Oh,
inconvenience that have been already caused.
no problem. No problem. No issues. You can get the camera straight. So actually, we were trying to read the original draft of the act to get the
So
audience.
so are we already live?
Yeah,
So are we? I mean,
we are
Yeah,
live.
yeah.
uh,
We are live.
I'll
yeah.
just
Okay. So
I will
We are
give
live.
you 2 minutes to like set up your
Mhm.
camera if you want.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll read the act till Somodip gets his camera ready. And apologies, audience, for this technical fault. So we'll try to read, go through, and then Somo is ready. He will be able to give us more insights. We'll go to B, subject to fulfillment of the conditions specified in section 5 or the qualifications for naturalization under the provision. So, one important thing. So, Nandi, so when
Mhm.
an individual from outside India is applying for citizenship to become an Indian citizen, the process is called
Mhm.
correct naturalization.
Naturalization.
So they are not born Indians, but they are naturalized Indians who had applied for the citizenship.
Naturalized citizens. Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and there are a couple of restrictions. So, example would be somebody who is not born in India as an Indian citizen. They cannot become prime ministers. They cannot hold a few constitutional posts
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
government of India. So
Mhm.
there is a specific case which is a lot of people know about it, but this is a very relevant topic that we are talking about this in terms of CAA Act itself. That uh, I think in previously we had the UPA government, which was there in 2008 on 2008 2010 I think it was there. So
Mhm.
when the UPA government was about to nominate a certain politician for the
Mhm.
post of prime minister, Okay.
Mhm.
Subramaniam Swamy had reached out to the president and mentioned that that specific politician was not born Indian. Uh,
Mhm.
that individual was a naturalized Indian, so he cannot hold a constitutional post like prime minister. So when we talk about providing citizenship to people who are coming from Afghanistan, Pakistan, Bangladesh, although they are fully full citizens of government of India, full citizens in the law, but they have some specific restrictions on while
Mhm.
holding post in terms of constitutional post like a
For the
president
first
and prime minister.
generation,
Yeah.
like the
So
first
for
generation
example,
of naturalized citizen,
yes,
there
yes,
are some restrictions
correct, correct,
in
correct,
terms of politics. Okay.
exactly,
Same thing, I
exactly.
guess, for OCI card holders. They cannot, uh, join any political protests, and yeah, same thing. So yeah,
Yeah, so political activities. So because they are not
yeah.
not
Hmm.
citizens of India, so like because they hold already another citizenship of another country. Okay, so by law you should, as per law, you
Hmm.
should not be having any political affiliations or activity. That's inside in the law.
Yes.
So you have to abide by the law. We'll go to para 3
Yeah.
on and from date of commencement of the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. Any proceeding pending against a person under this section in respect of illegal migration or citizenship shall stand abated on conferment of citizenship to him. I need to check on Soumyadip what exactly it means, but we'll skip to Nazan because even I'm not a law expert, I'm just reading it. Provided that such a person shall not be disqualified for making application for citizenship under this section on the ground that the proceeding is pending against him and the central government or authorities specified by it in this behalf shall not reject his application on that ground if he is otherwise found qualified for grant of citizenship under the section. So any proceeding which is there for illegal migration will not be there anymore if they are natural citizens, if they are accepted as a citizens of India. So that's the law mentioned.
Uh-huh.
Okay, because somebody enters India as illegal migrant, but if their
Okay.
application under CAA is accepted, and if accepted, then the law that they are case that they are illegal migrants, that would be stay suspended until their
Okay.
process is completed. Provided further that the person who makes the application for citizenship under this section shall not be deprived of his rights and privileges to which he was entitled on the date of receipt of his application on the ground of making such application. Nothing in this section shall apply to tribal areas of Assam, Meghalaya, area cover under the inner line notified under the Bengal Eastern Frontiers Regulation. That's a very interesting thing. So the CAA does apply to all of India except these specific areas where there are Supreme Court judgments, High Court judgments on the domicile laws. So that is something
Hmm.
very. So these are there. So they cannot like go and live in Meghalaya or Assam because there is something called Assam Accord. So Assam
Hmm.
Accord gives specific domicile uh, privileges to local people. I think Somojit is here.
Should I
Yeah,
add him? Then let's
yeah.
see.
I
No.
I have added him.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello,
So yeah.
Somojit.
Hello,
Yes, yes, you are. Yes, you are
am I
live.
audible?
Yes, you are audible. Clearly audible.
Okay, okay. So first and foremost, I would like to thank the entire team of Navavimas as well as Bhupenda, you, because see, at present, there are many. I mean, there are many who are working into this field of CAA or others as related activities. But most of the time, what we lack is actually a good platform where we can basically come and present ourselves. While obviously following the path of light and not into the darkness or with the intention of spreading any kind of delusion. So for giving, and I mean for first of all creating and then giving, I mean youngsters like us such a good platform. I mean no matter how much I thank you and your entire team, it's never gonna be enough.
Sure, sure. No problem. I think we are ready to help you to actually come and share your knowledge, because we want people to have correct understanding of normal issues or specific issues which we do not know. So our podcast will certainly help people to get a better understanding of CAA, because there has been a lot of reporting, a lot of articles, news programs happened, and there we do not get the detailed analysis, the nitty-gritties of the law itself. So hopefully, with this today's program, we will be able to actually give a bit more holistic, correct approach, correct understanding of the law itself. So that's why we are reading the law actually to get the audience a bit more accustomed to this. So before we start my questions, I would request you to tell me a little bit your like where you live, where you come from, a bit more about yourself, so the audience knows who you are.
Okay, so, thank you for giving me the chance again. And see, at present, I am having my law study in UPS University. That is, as all of, I mean, that is what everyone knows that this university is one of the prime university of our country at present. And also another thing is that my ancestors are from East Bengal or what we call the present Bangladesh. And since I was a child, I have been brought up with while hearing tales of from my grandma regarding how our life used to be there and why and how we have to, I mean, immigrate here and what have been the status of refugees in the refugee camp and all those things. So when I grew up a bit, I mean, I was in my teenage and all those days, I was always quite interested in learning about our history. And as I delved into studying more and more history, I realized how law, particular field, have connection with history. Because I mean, if we really want to go and learn about what people are thinking at a particular period, then we can obviously study the law which are existing there. So it was one of the interest which has drew me in this field of studying law, and then obviously I am gonna have my career in the field of litigation again, because litigation is one of those field where once you have learned your the work and the field, then you can pursue your work in any of the field from like PR, from filing PIL to taking some good interesting cases which basically draws your interest. So it's basically what I am. And another identity is that, as you all know, that after 5th August, there have been a lot of anti-India rhetoric in Bangladesh. So there have been a movement started by some youngsters in Bengal, obviously supported and guided by the adult. That is the Boycott Bangladesh movement, and which is getting covered by Open India. And obviously, I am one of those who are basically leading this movement at present. So it's basically my brief identity, and it is what I could ever say about myself.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. So, from my understand that your forefathers were living in erstwhile East Pakistan or East Bengal, and your forefathers came to West Bengal, now India. So, were they it was like pre 1971 days, or it was pre 71 that your forefathers came to West Bengal?
No, in 1948.
1948, yeah. So like pre 1948, because
1948.
there were two migrations which happened. So one happened in 1947 onwards, when partition happened. There was one more wave of migration happened in 1971 war. So I just wanted to understand whether it is 71 which happened or 48. So you mentioned 48. Okay, so that.
Actually,
Hmm?
I will just like to correct you.
Hmm?
That is many times people consider that it was the migration from East Bengal or that area, whatever you may call it, was only during 1947-48 period and also in 1971. However, we often miss that the five other period, I mean the five other years when the minorities from that country has to immigrate India. And that was regarding when Hyderabad became part of India, and then it was in your 1950 when there was a riot in Khulna. Then it was in the 1962, that is the Rajshahi massacre. Then it was in the 1964 again. It was when there was Hazrat Bal incident, and then there was a 1965 war between India and Pakistan. So it is
Okay,
what it
so
is.
understood. So you are mentioning that, okay, apart from 1947 partition and 1971 War of Independence of Bangladesh, there have been consistent migrations of minorities
Yes,
from Pakistan as well as Bangladesh, and they were trickling in small numbers continuously over the period of time.
yes.
Got it. Understood. So now we will go back to our primary topic, that is CAA. So we would like to know from you, from your legal jurisprudence perspective, what is CAA from a layman's perspective, that people want to know. Like, what does a CAA mean for a normal Indian citizen? Like, does
Hmm.
CAA affect
So,
myself as an Indian citizen?
so yeah. Um, so so see, the first and foremost thing what we have to know that as I already said, the condition. I mean the situations when people have to come from Bangladesh as refugees only, right? So before you delve into these discussions, first and foremost we must understand that is CAA, which was passed by BJP, the current ruling dispensation, was not any kind of new act. I mean, it was not something that BJP was introducing something new. Though I am, as many knows that I am quite a big criticizer of, quite a big criticizer of BJP due to many reasons. But what we must understand that while we are criticizing anyone, it should be based only on truth and not with the intention of spreading any kind of illusion or disillusion. Hmm. So can you no scroll a bit down? Yeah. So can you just increase the size of the screen? Can you just increase the size of the screen?
I have skizzer 200. Do you want to meet more? Yeah. Is it better? Can you read it? Because
Actually, it will be better if you can.
Uh,
is it
Yeah.
better?
Nada, if you can
Yeah, so
do the
just
full screen of
scroll
the
back, just scroll
PDF.
back. No, no, yeah,
Okay.
just scroll back, scroll back.
Okay.
Hmm. So which point you want? 6B or
No,
so?
no,
I will
I
just
mean the
scroll across.
first page, first page, first
Okay. First
page.
page is this.
No, no, first page, first page, first page. You're in the second page. I am speaking about the first page.
Okay. This is the first page.
Yeah, yeah,
This is
yeah.
the first
Just
page.
scroll a bit down. Yeah,
Hmm.
scroll a bit down, scroll a bit down, scroll a bit down, a bit down, a bit down. Yeah. Please stop here. Yeah, huh? No, no, stop here. Go back, go back, go back, go back. Uh, please go back in the first page. Yeah, stop here. Stop
Okay.
here. Stop here. Stop here. Okay.
There would be little bit
So,
of delay. So
as it is, we can, as our audience can also. Uh, so I would
go ahead,
like
go ahead, go ahead.
to request that while I am speaking, please switch off the mic of yours. So please switch off your mics.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. So as our audience can see that from the very beginning, it's written that it is an act that is further to amend the Citizenship Act 1955. And we all know that in 1955, India was under the rule of Congress led by Jawaharlal Nehru, right? And at that time, this act was passed. And as we all know that at present, basically during the Jharkhand election, there was a lot of discussion regarding the illegal immigrant and all those things. So the point is that uh, who is considered to be an illegal immigrant and who is not? That has been laid down in the Citizenship Act 1955. While this CAA, that is the amendment of the Act, uh, basically this says that the persecuted minorities from our neighboring countries, that is Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan, who were present or who have entered India on or before 31st December 31st December 2014 can take benefit of this act that and also those who have been in exempted by the authority who has been can you go back to the second can you go to the second page? Can you go to the second page? Second page. Yeah, down second page. Because see, I can also speak, but the thing is that as a section of Indians believe that when anyone from the Indic group is saying, then they may spread some kind of lies and all those things. So I don't want any kind of that, and I want our audience to read what is been shown in the screen. So as it can be seen, that it is clearly written that who has been exempted by the central government from who has been exempted under the central government from performing some certain requisites which have been laid down under the Passport Act, Section 3, second part, um, and probably Clause C. So it aims to provide citizenship to these persecuted people, and obviously, I personally believe, and many girl scholars and senior advocates also, they have already said that we all know that even after 2014, 31st December, there have been occasions there is one incident when a person was, I mean, burned by fire and there was a
I think there's an issue from the guest end. Yeah. Till then, we'll say take some uh, comments from.
Yeah, so we'll take some comments. So the first comment is there. So Soptorsi has a comment. Yeah, guest is back. Let's see if we can
yeah.
connect it with the audio. Yeah, Somodip, you're able to hear us?
Uh, am I audible now? Am I audible
Yes,
now?
you are. Yes, you are audible. You're audible.
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are audible. Yes, you are
So
audible.
sorry for the inconvenience caused, and obviously, so what I was saying is, yeah. Huh. So
You
sorry for
can
the
you can
inconvenience
turn
caused.
you can
And
turn off
as
your
I was
video.
basically
That might solve all the problem. You might turn off the video because you might having a net connection, slow connection. So video might be causing the issue. So you can just turn off the video and speak, and we'll see.
okay,
Yeah, go
okay.
ahead.
So yeah, uh, yeah. So as I was basically saying, so I'll have to continue my statement. That is, um, the act. This is, I mean, the amendment of the act which was passed under Nehru, and the amendment, as we all know, has been passed by BJP in recent. So, as we all know, that the act aims to provide citizenship to the persecuted minorities. And see, while some may call that BJP is a anti-minority political outfit and all those things. So you can see that while BJP is giving citizenship to the persecuted minorities, it is not distinguishing that, for example, the Christians or the Zoroastrians are, don't have, their civilizational connection much with India, just like the Hindus or the Sikhs or the Buddhists have. But even then, because they are being persecuted in these three countries, they are provided citizenship. While following while following these procedures which have been laid down and from Article 5 to Article 11 of the Indian Constitution. So it is what CAA in short, a quick and easy way
Understood.
to provide relief to the persecuted.
Understood. Got it. So my second question to would be: is there any reference where in the international law where similar kind of laws which have been passed in 2019 by then the central government. So, is there any reference internationally where the same kind of law exists outside India that you can give any reference or any insight on that?
See, first and foremost, what I believe that, if we wanna, uh, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. So see, if we wanna say that we want India to be Vishwaguru and really believe that we have the ability to lead the world in a better way, then I believe there are two important things regarding
Hmm.
the refugee law and all these things. That is, the laws which have been brought by the Indian government are as per the Constitution of India. Secondly, they are as per the international standard. If in other countries such kind of laws exist, then we are obviously in conformity with the international, what is being followed internationally. And if, despite the fact that our laws is quite, in conformity with the international laws which exist at present, um, then if there are no other country doing this, then we, as a civilization of more than 5,000 year old, we have the, I mean, now we are capable enough to create a new example, set a new example for the world to follow. This is what I believe.
Yeah, I completely agree with you that Bharat, which has a 5,000 plus years of civilization, and we have been a continuous civilization living, inhabiting this sacred land for thousands of years. We have the continuous knowledge of doing good to the whole world. The word we consume is that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So the whole world is my family. So in that way, being a Vishwaguru, India should lead the way in creating specific human-centric laws and other specific things which will actually make a contribution to humankind in itself. So coming back to our topic on CAA, so do you want to share any other legal precedents, internationally or otherwise, which you want us to know? from your perspective, from a legal perspective part of it.
Yeah. Mm, I will obviously like to focus on the uh, United Nations in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and it will be better if we can present the document as I will be explaining.
I will do that. Give me 30 seconds. I'll just
Yeah,
present it
uh,
for the audience.
obviously.
I'll increase the font so that it is visible to everybody. There would be a delay of 10 seconds. Just hold on
Yeah.
till it is visible to you. So go ahead.
No, no, it's entirely okay. Please continue.
Hmm.
Uh,
So, okay.
okay.
So here is the law, Universal Declaration of
Can
Human
you
Rights.
scroll a bit down? Can you
Hmm.
scroll a bit down? Yeah. Um, uh, yeah. So just pause here.
Yeah.
So see, as you have said that if anything such as existing in the international law or something other things. So first and foremost, we need to realize that why there was any kind of need for UDHL like document. Okay. So first and foremost, the two world wars have caused, severe devastation. There was loss of life, there was loss, there was attack on many kind of cultural sites and all those things. So we know that there are basically two conventions, that is the Hague Convention as well as the Geneva Convention. These are also, these are also adopted by the UN. But why they were adopted? Because to ensure that the loss of civilians, the attack on civilians can be stopped, can be checked. It was the reason, as well as the means of warfare can be under restriction. And as we all know, that the entire field of international law development credit somewhat goes to Henry Dunant, and who is basically, we also know, the father of the humanitarian law, who was, I mean, quite sad when he saw the scene of Battle of Solferino, uh, that the wounded were lying and there was no one to take care of them, and this is how ICRC has also later formed from the book he has written. Uh, so we can understand that international law's primary focus was and always been to protect the rights of the common citizens, right? So yeah, now, when I go through the UDHR, that is Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which was passed in 1948. So in the very second paragraph of the preamble, it's written, uh, whenever, whereas disregard and contempt to human rights have resulted in barbarous acts which have outpace the conscience of mankind and the advent of world in which human beings shall enjoy freedom of speech, of belief and freedom. Okay, so uh, now while we are going through, we can understand the basic purpose, why it was passed. And we all know that in the three of our neighboring countries, uh, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh, the minorities, they don't enjoy the right to the freedom of speech. Many times they can even, charged with, fake cases and all those things when they have no fault. Their religious sites are attacked, their cultural sites are attacked, and which is obviously under the international standard. Okay. Uh, So as we are seeing, so can you just go down a bit? Article 14. Article 14
Article
ODIHR.
Article 14. So I would need
Article
to.
14 ODIHR.
Okay, let me just do a search. So that will be a easy option.
Yeah, yeah. So
Let me know if it's visible to you.
Uh, yeah.
It's there. Just go ahead.
Just do a thing. Go first, move to the Article 18. Then we'll come to the Article 14. First, move to the Article 18. Article
It
18.
is, yeah, it will come.
It's a, okay. Yeah. So let it come. Yeah. So can you read the first line? Because I already know it, but I
Mhm.
will like you to read for our audience.
Okay. So Article 18 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights mentions everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. This right includes freedom to change his religion or belief and freedom either alone or in community with others and in public or private to manifest his religion or belief in teaching, practice, worship, and observance.
Hmm. So I would like to ask our audience that not because of what I am saying, but what I mean, I would like to ask our audience to go and think about what the minorities are facing in Bangladesh. I mean, Pakistan and Afghanistan, I believe there is a hope. So there is no point discussing much, as we all know that how they're, I mean, how the girls of the minority communities, that is the Hindus, the Sikhs, are getting, I mean, kidnapped and then they are forced to convert and all those things, which are obviously against the international standard. However, as we all know that in Bangladesh, the concept of secularism so-called exists, as many times said by our left liberal friends of India. So I like to ask our audience to please think. Recently, there is has been an uh, outcry in Bangladesh that ISKCON, which is basically doing humanitarian and work, the work for the betterment of the human rights, is called a terrorist outfit, while they were not even preaching their culture, they are not even preaching their faith outside their community. Though it is allowed, but still they're not doing anything like that. So, I mean, it and the first line, that is, everyone has the right to freedom of religion and con, uh, conscience. So, are the minorities allowed there? Obviously not. Anyone, if that person even believes in one, I mean, 1 inch of the idea of humanity, a drop of the consider that that person uh, believes that yes, as a human being, everyone should have equal rights. Then they can obviously say the condemnation of the minority is there. So, please move to Article 14 now. Article 14. Article 14. Yeah. So in this situation, the only option left for these people is to come and take shelter, take refuge in India. So what's wrong if the Indian government, I mean, those should have done a bit more because India says that, it believes in the betterment of humanity and the betterment of the world. So they obviously should have done more. But if uh, even have relaxed some of the citizenship laws for these persecuted people, where India has done wrong is with this question. I'll have to conclude my statement for this question. What you have asked.
Yeah, the case rests with the audience,
Yeah.
like what they think. But from my perspective, personal opinion is that, as you mentioned, that the CAA amendment which took place is accordance with the Indian Constitution. It is accordance also with the international laws which are still there applied now. So we will go back to
And
our kind of
really sorry. And really sorry. I would like to add another statement. I mean, I'd like to I like you to open the. I would like to open the 1951 UN Convention also, because I believe while
Mm-hmm.
we are asking our audience to judge, they must be provided with the proper document, each and every document possible.
Mm-hmm.
So please
Understood.
open. Hmm.
So
So please open.
which document you are given?
UN 1951 Refugee Convention, Article
Uh,
33.
Let me just check because I don't think I have that document with me immediately. I need to just download it. Do you have it? You can share it from your screen,
Hmm.
if that is possible. But I don't have the downloaded yet.
No, actually, there is already some technical issues which I am presenting. I mean, facing at present. So it's better I just continue here
Okay,
only. So,
okay.
mm, so if you can share, it will be great. Or else I am
Let
saying,
me let
uh,
me just down.
hmm,
You continue speaking. Okay, you can put me on the
hmm,
private chat what you want. I will download it, and you can speak until I download the document. Oh, that should be okay.
okay, okay, okay,
Just put it on the
okay.
private chat what you want.
Yeah, the convention, 1951 Refugee Convention.
1951 Refugee Convention. Let me download it. You go ahead with your
UN,
monologue.
yeah. So, while we are saying about the right of the refugees at hand, what Indian government should have done, or whether they should have done something better, something more, or they have gone completely wrong. And as I have said, that audience who are basically listening us uh, are the best judge. So they should obviously judge this. So there is another thing which have been laid under Article 33. Article 33.
Just hold on. I am just downloading it.
Yeah.
Give me a. Yeah, okay. I have the document downloaded now. I will just share it. Just give me
Yeah.
20 seconds for this to be done.
Hmm.
Uh, I have a
Just
question to the guest. So, how
hmm
many countries
Okay, yeah.
in Indian subcontinent are bounded by these UN refugee laws?
See, if we say when India is not bound,
Mhm.
but then arises a question that is, as we all know that, mm, okay, so yeah, so Article 33.
Article 33. I need to scroll down.
Just search Article 33.
I think it will be better if I do it. It will take.
Yeah, I found it. Found it. Just yeah.
Yeah. So what is written?
Okay, let me read it for the audience. Article 33, prohibition of expulsion or return, refoulement. Number one, no contradicting, no contradicting state shall expel or return refouler, a refugee in any manner whatsoever to the frontiers of the territories where his life or freedom would be threatened on account of his race, religion, nationality, membership of a particular social group or political opinion. Number two, the benefit of the present provision may
Hmm.
not, however, be claimed by a refugee whom there are reasonable grounds for regarding regarding as a danger to the security of the country in which he is or who have been convicted by a final judgment of a particularly serious crime constitutes a danger to the community of that country.
Hmm. So as we can see that. Also, the question was asked by one of my hosts, that is, how many countries? That's not the point. The point is, India is one of those few countries which have provided vaccine across the world when the entire world was suffering from COVID, and many of the European countries don't about don't even thought about helping people beyond their boundary. India has sent vaccines. India believes in the idea of Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Forget that India, or the Indian states, to be more specific, is basically the what we can say. I mean, it has been shaped by the crises, the problems what in the civilization has faced. And as we all know, even in Three Street Destiny speech, which was given by Jawaharlal Nehru in one of the a concluding paragraphs, it said that, I mean, we should be standing with whatever good or whatever are ill is faced by the people who were once part of India, but now they are no more part of India. It was written in the statement, and obviously, if you can share the Feast with Destiny document, it will be better for our
I'm
audience to understand.
I'm doing it. Just give me 10 seconds.
Mm. Uh, so
So you want me to read the few lines?
yeah, basically from the last just a minute. Yeah, at the read from the at the dawn of history. At the dawn of history.
Okay, I need to then do a search.
It's basically uh,
Dawn of history.
in the ending side of the paragraph. Yeah,
Okay,
first paragraph, last
okay,
ending side. Yeah, last lines.
okay. Let me just go through anyway. So end of the
Mm.
paragraph is here. So I'll go up. In the see, we see at the stroke of midnight. You want to read this one, which I'm
That's the
highlighting?
seventh
See,
line
there
in the first paragraph.
Okay, seventh
Seventh
line.
line in
seven
the
line.
first
Yeah.
paragraph.
Okay,
Mm.
I'm just highlighting it. Okay. At the dawn of history, India started on her unending quest, and trackless centuries are filled with never lost. Just hold on. India started on her unending quest, and trackless centuries are filled with her striving and grandeur of her success and failures. Through the good and ill fortune alike, she has never lost sight of that quest, forgotten the ideals which gave her strength. We end today a period of misfortunes, and India discovers herself again. The achievement we celebrated today is but a step, an opening of opportunity to the greater triumph and achievements that await us. Are we brave enough? Are we brave enough and wise to grasp this opportunity and accept the challenge of the future?
Yeah. Uh, I would like to say that when our first PM, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, on the day when India was basically getting independence and said these great lines following the ideals of great Indic civilization. And the last line, that are we courageous enough? Yes, this is the same question. which we have to ask that are we courageous enough to open our hands for our persecuted brethren and who are being oppressed for not just 1 year or 2 year, but for more than 50 years or in some cases even 70 years. Are we ready to stand with them? Are we ready to set the example? It will decide on which way India will go, and it is what request my audience to think about. Request the audience to think about. And
Sure.
also, I'd like to go to the last page. Last page, yeah.
Last page I am going. Just hold on. So this is the last page. You want to be the start?
Mm, just go to the second last 1 minute.
Second last paragraph.
Second, 1 minute.
Now you can see.
1 minute.
So there will be a slight
Uh,
delay on your end.
go to
So
the sixth page. Uh, yeah, go to the sixth page. Sixth page. Page number 6.
okay, hold on. I'm going there.
And there are
There are
only
only
two
two. There are
pages in
only two
this.
pages. So I think you are on the sixth paragraph. Paragraph number 6 of the last page.
Mm,
The document has only 2 pages. So this is the page number 2, and I can go to the
okay.
page para 6. Para 6 would be we think also our brothers and sisters who have been cut
I
off. So
think
I don't.
yeah, you can also start yourself the yeah this one. We think also of our brothers and sisters. We think please read the paragraph.
Okay, okay, I'm reading. We think also of our brothers and sisters who have been cut
We
off
think
from.
also of our
You want me to read it? I will read it for you.
yeah. Please read it. Please read it.
Okay. We think also of our brothers and sisters who have been cut off from us by a political boundaries and who unhappily cannot share a present at present in the freedom that has come. They are of us and will remain us whatever may happen, and we shall be sharers in their good or ill fortune alike.
Yeah. So this is what I would like to say. It was the lines said when India was going to be. When was India was going to realize and enjoy its first independence day. So
Yeah,
now can we just say that it is against the ideals? It is not against the ideals of our great leaders if we cannot give proper protection to the persecuted minorities of our neighboring countries.
sure. So I think the audience understands what you are trying to convey via reading this specific paragraph. From my perspective, correct, this specific paragraph tells that they are of us, and we are we will take care of them irrespective of their political boundaries where they live now, and that is in context to 1947 partition of the subcontinent. So as Mr. Nehru, first PM of Bharat, had mentioned in this historic speech, A Tryst with Destiny, he specifically mentions that people, specifically minorities, Hindu, Sikhs, Parsis, even Christians, who were remain became part of Bangladesh and Pakistan, Bangladesh after 1971, they are our brothers and sisters who are unable to today enjoy the freedom that we as Indian citizens deserve. But we are committed to be with them in their happy days or in their ill days. So when there is a persecution going on of minorities in Pakistan as well as in Bangladesh, it is the responsibility of government of India to initiate measures to help them to alleviate their pain. So CAA was one such instrument which was devised by government of India to help those religious minorities escape persecution and find a new lease of life in Bharat. Yeah,
That's
Somodip,
very interesting. That, okay.
go ahead, Nandi. You have something to you
Sorry?
want to.
I think you are saying something.
No, I was saying, like this was the ideals and motives of our founding fathers
Hello?
in the beginning of our when our country became independent, and we are just continuing their legacy and their how you say their vision for the country of Bharat.
Yes. Yeah, Somodip, do you have anything else you want to share with us with regard to the current circumstances that we see in Bangladesh today? I think Somodip is having some
Yeah,
technical
I
issues.
think he has some issues.
Yeah,
So
that
what I was saying was, so even CA amendment acts that have been passed at in 2019 are very much in with ideal of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's speech at the Red Fort.
correct. So
So
like he has
yeah.
mentioned it, like he mentioned it
Hmm.
that okay, they are our brothers, and
Hmm.
we owe a responsibility to them to be with them when they are happy and be with them if they are not in a good state. Yeah,
Am
Somadeep,
I audible now?
like you're audible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was asking, do you want to share any more insights into this? If you have any.
Yes. Yes, obviously. And then I will have to ask you to open the Citizenship Act, 1955.
Okay, 1955 Citizenship Act. Is this something you have already given to me, or shall I download it?
I think I have already given to you, but I believe it will be better if you can download it. Or you can
Okay,
even just,
let
open the document online without even downloading it.
got it. I'm just opening it. Give me 30 seconds, and I will. Then you can carry your monologue, and you can also Nandi. We can see the chat. I think there are some
Yeah.
interesting comments of the chat, so we can go ahead.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll just go ahead with the comments. Let's see.
So,
Is there any
what I,
questions for the author?
hmm, 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 hmm. By the way, I'm not an author, so I am
Sorry.
merely a law
Yeah.
student.
So here's a question from this viewer. Like, would the legality be also be applicable to Indians who were exiled from Africa after those nations became independent? Also, towards the indentured Indians taken all around the world.
Okay, so
I mean,
let me
how is
take
this
this one.
connected to CAA?
Hmm. Yeah, it is not correct. No, actually, I got the question he is asking. Let me answer this question. I understand where it's coming from. So, to the user who has come. So, this CA Act and the speech that is given by Mr. Nehru, okay, which we read now, it specifically mentions the Indian subcontinent uh, at large. It doesn't address any citizen of Indian descent who is living outside the Indian subcontinent. Hope I'm able to answer your question. So this CA Act and also the speech by Mr. Nehru concerns with the Indian subcontinent comprising of now Afghanistan, Pakistan, Bangladesh specifically. Uh, Nandi, we'll go to next question and then we will go back to our PDF reading.
Sure, sure.
Do you have any more questions which are there?
No, not many questions around here. They are just
Okay,
discussing among themselves.
okay. So I'll share my screen. I have the PDF ready. So
Yeah, yeah.
Also to the audience, if you have any questions, you are free to like ask them in the comments.
Hmm.
yeah, it is loading. Somebody tell me which specific. There are 18 pages. So which page you want me to go to, or which specific paragraph?
Uh, Actually, I will have to, scroll her down, but only stay in the first page.
Okay.
So I scroll down.
Yeah, it will.
Scroll.
It will be 10. There will
Please
be
continue
10-second
scrolling.
delay. There will be 10-second delay. So just hold on.
Okay,
It will
okay,
show up to you.
okay, okay. No issues, no issues. It's entirely okay. Down. You please continue scrolling. Continue, please continue. If
Yeah.
possible, a bit faster.
Okay. You can do the page number. It will be better if you can page number. So we can directly go to page number. Because there are 18 pages. So scrolling
No,
might.
actually, there are some. No, actually, there are some legal words. There are
Cannot.
some
I. I.
legal
I'll.
words which are basically mentioned in the very
I'll type
the
it.
initial
I'll
part of
type.
the
I'll type
document.
it. I'll type it. Just
And
tell me the word.
among those words,
I will type the word. Just
okay,
give me
so
the word.
among those words, one is undivided India.
Hold on.
Okay, legal words. No, it's basically the sections. Actually, um, calm down a bit. Calm down a bit. Please continue scrolling. Continue
It's in
scrolling.
the second page.
The second
In
page
the
is almost over.
Continue. Please don't stop.
in the
Probably,
second page,
actually, I cannot just
third page,
recall the page
H,
number. So, really sorry.
2H,
No issue. No.
2H.
2H. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there it
2H,
goes,
yeah.
2H.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah,
So
undivided India. And that has been led, I mean, what has been considered undivided India is basically the India as defined under Government of India Act 1935. And while we are speaking, we also must not forget that the most of the part of the constitution, basically what we call the Indian constitution at present, has its ancestry or has its root in the Government of India. So basically, when we are connecting these two dots, we can find that the legislature, while this act was basically passed in the parliament, were quite connected to the concept of what is undivided India means, and also there is a provision in the act where it's saying that the people who have come before 1948 should not face any kind of hurdle and all those things. So basically, they knew that the people who are
Somodip, we lost your audio. I think his connection also is frozen. Anyway, let me read it. I think reading might give a better perspective.
Yes, you can just read it. He was also reading about it.
Yeah. So I am just.
So what he's saying is undivided India, as mentioned in 1935 Government of India Act. Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
right.
yes.
So yeah.
So I'm reading it. Okay, from H.
Mhm,
Undivided India means India as defined in the Government of India Act 1935 as originally enacted. So, Somadip, let Somadip come. But whatever I understood that the CAA law, which was enacted in 2019,
mhm.
that is actually in accordance with the Government of India law in 1935, because people who are being persecuted as minorities from Pakistan and Bangladesh, okay, they are part of undivided India as per 1935 law or act. Yeah, Shomudip has come. Let me add him. I think you're already there.
So eating. Okay.
Hmm.
Yes, so yes, Somodip.
Yeah. So this is what I was saying that people who were basically the leaders of India when India has become free, they knew that the importance to stand with the fellow Indians who was, I mean, by just the, I mean, by just due to their fate have become Pakistanis with no fault of them. And now when we can see that the Pakistanis and the Bangladeshis and also the people of Afghanistan with whom some part of the, I mean, the present, the Pakistan shares some kind of cultural connection and all those things uh, are getting persecuted. They require some kind of help, which India must do. It's what I will have to conclude with.
Sure, sure. I think you rest your case pretty well in terms of documentary evidences, which you had shared with us, Government of India Gazette, the speech by Mr. Nehru on the Twist of India 1919, I think 1951, correct? The speech was given
No, no,
1951,
no. The speech was in 1947 when India was getting free. I mean, that's the first speech given in free India, if possible.
1947, correct? 47,
Hmm.
uh,
1947, 14th August,
14th
in
August.
the midnight.
Understood. So now what we will do is, like, do you have anything else to share, or else we'll go back to our next section?
No, I mean, I'm over.
Okay, thank you. So thank you for this detailed presentation of yours, where you have given compelling arguments why the CAA amendment law, which was passed by the Government of India in 2019, is accordance with the Indian Constitution, is accordance with the international law, and also historically you have given enough references where the political leaders and also the erstwhile British Indian government had cited various references, which means that the government of India, which was formed in 1947, and the government of India, which was there prior to 1947. So, in our previous streams as well, when we were talking with Dr. Raja Bhome for his book on Indian freedom struggle, he had mentioned that it is a transfer of power which took place from British government of India to Indian government. So, in that context, the responsibility of the present Indian government to facilitate, to take care of religious minorities who were left behind as a political division of undivided India is responsibility legally, morally, and ethically. That would be correct, Somadip?
Obviously. And also from the, I mean, from the human rights point of view, the
Yeah,
humanitarian point of view,
yeah. So your
because
humanitarian law would come under the legal provisions of international law.
obviously,
Sure. So I have a few things which I wanted to show, but I think we have time. Time is not a constraint. So we'll go back to our chat. Nandi, do we have anything chats or questions, comments that we can take?
I'll just highlight them.
Yeah.
So yeah, this user has who was talking about the diaspora, and he said it. Yeah, it was more of a general question, not related to CA. His question.
Yeah, yeah, got it. I understood where he was coming from. So, do we
Hmm.
have any more comments? Something
Mm,
that would be interesting to the us, to the guests, to also to the audience who were listening to this, or else,
I guess let me just find some. Yeah, he's mentioning there are like people are mentioning. Yeah, here's a very interesting comment.
okay. In point C, number two, it was agreed that there shall be punishment to those who have enacted criminal offences against the migrants, refugees, but we know that in these, both parties never ever followed it up. That's Shomudip. You want to take this because I am not very good at legal jargon.
Uh, the thing is, first and foremost, we must understand the difference between migrant and refugee. For example, again, not my words, but as per what is been laid down in UN Refugee Convention 1951, that is, refugees are basically those who have been forced to migrate to another country while they have the fear that in the country of their origin, if they return back, their basic rights, which are guaranteed under the UDHA, will not even be protected. That's not, I mean, that's only one point, but even their life and their dignity can are even threatened there. So it's the thing. However, migrant is can be anyone who is coming from one part of the world to another. Okay, so we must understand the difference to understand this in the discussion in a better way.
So the comment is saying the term is now being in the narrative of South Asia than undivided India or say Indian subcontinent.
See, I believe as a student of law, the law is supreme. And if we really want a better world, then the first and foremost we must focus on maintaining law and order. Without that, our aim of a peaceful, progressive, prosperous world can never be achieved.
Bhupendra, I think you're on mute. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
I
am
don't
saying just
think there are any. Mhm.
continue with the discussion. So I'll get the document ready in 30 seconds.
Okay, so the countries that include CA are Afghanistan, Pakistan, and
Pakistan
Bangladesh.
and Bangladesh.
I have the document ready. I'm
Um,
just uploading it.
so which document basically?
Uh, the difference between migrant and refugees.
Yeah.
So
So
I have the
once you are
refugee.
done with this,
Hmm.
I will just request you to open and present the document that is the Foreigners Act 1946.
Okay, so we will do that, but let me just go through the this one. So it will be
Okay, okay, as you wish.
so the difference between refugee and migrant that we had discussed that we will be discussing this. So let's do this first, and then we will go ahead. So here is the document. I'm just going to expand it. Tell me which one you want me to read. This is the page one of five.
Yeah, the point one only.
Point one. Okay. So no. although it is becoming increasingly common to see the terms refugee and migrant used interchangeably in media and public discussion, there is a crucial legal difference between the two. Confusing them can lead to problems for refugees and asylum seekers, as
Hmm.
well as misunderstandings in discussions of asylum and migration.
Yeah. As I've been already said, so there is not much left to discuss regarding this issue.
Yes,
I mean, regarding
I
the difference.
got it. So now we'll go back to that one that we had discussed regarding, yeah. And so what is the next document that you want me to show? Let me that.
Yeah. Foreigners Act 1946.
Let me go through that.
Uh,
It's
so,
a very legal thing, so I think like most people like me, I will not have the legal understanding of anything. So the questions might not come up because people don't have the understanding of laws, especially human rights law, international law. So don't
yet,
worry about that.
uh, no, but obviously what you are saying is entirely correct. But at the same time, I want you to say, I mean, share it on the screen so that our audience, because if anyone is among our audience who is quite interested in legal discussions and knows law quite greatly, then that person must have the opportunity, right?
Yep. I
Because
am just doing this.
see, because Article 14 uh, of the Indian Constitution says that there, I mean, there should be equality among the equals, and hope we all believe that our audience are all equals, so they all should have the equal opportunity, right? So yes,
Yeah, so I have the first page, page 1 of 9.
uh,
It should be visible on the screen
scroll
now.
a bit down, scroll a bit
Mhm.
down,
I'm on 17.
um,
So 17 is the
down,
last one.
down, down,
Okay, you're on page number
uh,
2. I'm in page number 2.
down, down, down,
Bit more.
down, mm-hmm. Down a bit. Yeah,
This is the
please stop
end of
here.
the page. Okay.
Yeah, please stop here. So, can you please read I mean, section 3?
Section 3. Power to make orders. The central government may, by order, make provisions either generally or with respect to all foreigners, or with respect to any particular foreigner or any prescribed class or description of foreigner, for prohibiting, regulating, or restricting the entry of foreigners into India, or their departure therefrom, or their presence or continued presence thereon.
Yeah.
Number two.
So, no, no. Please stop here only. This much was only recorded in this argument. I mean, in the statement, basically, not argument, because I am not here to argue with anyone. I am just presenting my statement in light of truth, nothing else. So, yeah. So as we can see that Indian government can very well decide that who should be allowed to enter or who should be allowed to stay in India, and that is obviously given by an act which was passed in the British India. So as I am again saying that these are the people who should have been given refuge, and this is what the current dispensation is trying to do, which is quite as per law.
Understood. So, what you are referring to is uh, legal provisions which already the government of India had,
Hmm.
and if there is a political will from the government, they can extend this help. to people who are coming to save their lives from persecution by being a minority in Pakistan and Bangladesh, they should be taken care of. And then the governments, if they are willing to facilitate them, to help them, that is within the laws of our constitution. So nothing, there is nothing extra constitutional about it. That would be correct.
Yeah, constitution, existing laws.
Got it. Understood. Let's see. Nandi, do we have any comments and we can take, or we can go to the next section? Okay, so we have only comments here. Somadip, do you have anything else you want to present to the audience?
No, I'm over.
Okay, so thank you for this effort. Thank you for the time that you have given to us. In spite of all the challenges that you faced, technically, you came, you presented your case, and you did it really well with references, with historical documentation, with context, which I think the audience would understand, and they will, they may or may not agree with you, but you did a great job while putting your argument to the audience itself. That CA law, CA, the amended law, where we have the Citizenship Act being amended to facilitate and help minorities, specifically Hindus, Christians, Parsis, Sikh in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Bangladesh be given expedited citizenship based on their status as persecuted refugees of or minorities. So we will take a few comments if we have any, or else we will end this stream. So it was really a nice. I think I all learned a lot of things from today itself. Like today, there's something I learned a few things which was never there. Okay, this is interesting comment from uh, Somadip. You know this HIAS website? What is this?
Actually, I cannot recall, so really sorry for that.
Okay, okay. Actually, we can open it. Let me just open it. It's an interesting
Okay.
thing.
Yes, me.
Uh, so this is an interesting website shared by one specific user, and let me share my screen to everybody so that you can see it.
Mm.
Let me know if my screen is visible.
Mm-hmm.
It is loading.
Visible.
Yeah.
Mm.
So this is something which is a website mentioned by this. So we must combat xenophobia. Here is how we can.
Mm-hmm.
So this is
There is
interesting.
actually nothing much.
Hmm.
I think this is
Anyway,
Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society.
yes, 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 absolutely right. Okay. So it talks about the Jewish refugees who are in US, United States. So interesting.
Mm.
Anyway, will that is not something which our topic today.
Yeah.
So we'll take a few comments, and if something is there, we will ask some questions. Let me
Brother,
just
can you
go.
open the CA direct, the CA one document, the amendment document?
Yes, 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 I can. Let me just see.
So you said that there was a word that you didn't understand and you wanted to ask the guest.
Yeah, let me just first. I have a lot of documents open here. I think I closed. Let me open it again. Actually, I was studying a few things. So
Yeah, we were started to read a little bit before you arrived.
yes, let me. I had a
Yeah,
document. Hold on. I'll just get it.
yeah.
Yes. So I think the document should be visible now. It is loading. Just hold on.
It's visible.
It's
Yeah.
visible.
Yeah. Nandi, you wanted to share specific inputs
Yeah, you had
regarding
like come down, come down, scroll.
which one?
Wait.
6B.
So yeah, 6p. You had some issue like questions here.
Yeah. The central government or authority specified by in its behalf, subject to such conditions, restrictions, and manners as may be prescribed, or an application made. Okay, so what I was trying to say is that not a question but a kind of a statement that when the government of India accepts the application of a migrant to be eligible for citizenship, they automatically any action which was taken for being an illegal migrant gets suspended.
Mm-hmm.
That I was actually talking about. That even
Mm-hmm.
even if you are considered an illegal immigrant, okay, by government of India, but if you apply for citizenship under CA, if you belong to those conditions that you are from Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, and you
Mm-hmm.
are Hindu, Buddhist, Christian, Parsi, and
Sick. Mm-hmm.
Sikh faith, if you
Mm-hmm.
fulfill this condition and if you come to India, and like as per CAA now, the cutoff is 2014. So let's say if you have
Mm-hmm.
come to India in
Mm-hmm.
2013, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and by some incident you are being considered as an illegal migrant, but if you apply
Mm-hmm.
under CA and if your application is accepted, then you will not be considered an illegal migrant anymore, and that charge will be remain like ineffective until it is processed.
Okay. Can you scroll down to the third point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
On. Uh,
this date of commencement. Okay.
yeah. So
From
it is.
the
Go ahead. Go ahead. Read it. Read it.
So on and from the date of commencement of the Citizenship Act, Amendment Act 2019, any proceeding pending against a person under the section in respect of illegal migration or citizenship shall stand abated or on conferment of citizenship to him. So what I'm saying is this 2014 date is it arbitrary or is it based on some research?
I. Somodip, do you have any like? Is it something which is done? Like it's a random date chosen, or is there any logical reason behind the 2014 date
Or
is there?
December, yeah,
Uh,
date.
Actually, I believe
31st.
I need to also study a bit regarding this
Okay.
point.
Okay. Because
So
also like it was
what I'm
surprising.
getting is,
Hmm.
so my question was because there is still a persecution currently going on, right? So based on this, is there any new amendment acts that are being passed in the like? There may be a possibility of a new amendment to be to include all these persecuted minorities from the same countries.
Okay, so what Nandi is saying is that can this act be amended again to remove that 2014 deadline, so that people who are, we know now after 5th August incident in Bangladesh, people are being persecuted for being of a certain faith, being Hindu. So can they be can they apply under CA, because right now they can't do because the cutoff date is 2014. So can this 2014 condition can be removed or amended, and if amended, how it will be done?
If amended, then it will be done through, I mean, as the original Citizenship Act has been amended and some changes has been made. So if any kind of further changes have to be done, it will also be done in the same process. And as the saying goes, that if there is a will, there is a way. So, yeah. However, the will has to be present both on the part of the government as well as from the common citizen. Because many times the government also, I mean, yeah, if don't have much will, then they have to bend down before the demand of the citizen. So if the citizen can present it in the proper way and elect proper representatives who are really interested to work in this as well as other arenas for the betterment of the society, the betterment of the nation, as well as for the betterment of the world in general. And obviously, not only this act, but many other changes, modifications, amendments can be easily done.
Understood. So I think it's a very valid point that you have risen, that the political awareness among the masses needs to improve, and general masses need to understand that politics is something which is not something beyond understanding. So who cleans your, who is cleaning your, who is cleaning your streets, how the hospital is being taken care of, who built those roads, okay, which school your children go to, okay, the bus ride, the local transport, the public transport, everything depends on whom you elect in your elections. So this perception of politics is something which I should not be aware of, or I should not be involved in. Is something which is not good, because end of the day, it's the political will of that specific dispensation will decide how better education for your kids, healthcare, your pensions, your jobs depend on whom you elect in the state government, whom you elect in the central government. So everybody who is listening to this, okay, political awareness, understand whom you are electing, review what they are doing, okay, evaluate their work that they are doing. Are their work is in conjunction with your demands of better healthcare, better rights for you as an individual, your freedom of speech, your freedom of expression is being respected. So review them and then take minimal awareness of your political rights and try to assert them. Same way, today we see Hindus of Bangladesh and also Pakistan are being persecuted by various people groups within those countries. And us who, as Somadip has mentioned, that the Undivided India of 1935 Act mentions Undivided India. And in the speech which Nehru gave in 1947, it also mentioned that people who were left behind in Bangladesh and Pakistan are our brothers, and we have the responsibility to take care of them legally, morally, internationally, and also as per human rights. So we should also demand from our politicians that you must act to safeguard their lives, do something to help them, to save their families, and come to India if they wish to. And for that reason, political awareness is something which is very important, which we all must come and understand and act upon. Yeah, Somodip.
See, the preamble of our constitution says that India is a democratic country. However, democracy is of no use until the common citizen knows about and properly plays out his or her democratic responsibilities.
Got it. So we are about to end this stream. So before we end this stream, I'd like to share something to the audience. So this is a Bengali book published in Bengali. So it's a English, it's a Bengali translation of a existing book. Nandi, can you prep the page for the English book, the original book,
Uh, Let me just
and
check. Okay.
may also check if this book is already available online. So this is the book. So Somadip, can you read this for us? Bangladeshir Hindu, Hindur Bangladesh. So
Yeah.
this specific,
If there is that Bangladesher Hindu, Hindur Bangladesh. Yes.
yeah. So this is a book
Uh,
written by Mr. Deep Haldar, who works in print. So people who, especially Bengalis, who want to understand what's happening in Bangladesh, I would request everybody to go and read this book in Bengali. This book is also available in English. It's a translation from English version to Bengali for Bengali audiences. So in the screen we see the original English book which was published, and Mr. Deep Haldar is the author of this. So people who cannot read English, read Bengali, you can go ahead and buy this specific book. So this will address a lot of concerns or a lot of information which is not available in public, especially in India, that what's happening in Bangladesh from a historical perspective, from a political perspective, from a social perspective, from the perspective that why Hindus have fled in 1971, why Hindus were forced to come here in 1948. So a lot of information, historical context, social context, religious context is given in this book. So I would encourage everybody to go and buy this book, the Bengali book, if you can read Bengali, and English book if you can read, if you don't want to read in Bengali. So this is something which I wanted to be done because today we know what's happening in Bangladesh, and people who are not aware of things, this might help a lot of people to get a better understanding of what's happening, and they can again take appropriate decisions on their own when they have the information which they need to have to make decisions in terms of whom to vote, how to vote, and have their opinions data driven rather than only opinions on emotion. Thank you. Okay, so we are at the end of our stream. So we'll take a few questions if there are any, or else we will end our stream. Okay, this is interesting. I was initially talking about Lutenberg Amendment in USA, which is very similar to CAA. If anything, it it goes way beyond. So, Mudip, you have any Lutenberg Amendment in USA? Maybe you can
See,
take.
regarding this, I will have to just say one thing. We say that India has gained its independence more than 75 years, right? And I mean, even after that, if at present we need to think about whether USA or any other country has done any kind of amendment or like this, then it's nothing but shows that we have been still, I mean, not been decolonized enough.
Yes, so decolonization is a topic that we might take up sometime in future. That will be another long and detailed discussion. So I'm scrolling a few things. Let's see if we have any questions. This was something already covered by Nandish. So the term South Asia was introduced in trans transnational movement in the 80s. Okay. So the term undivided India uh, was not used, and it was used as South Asia. No, Somodip, is that correct?
I mean, in the popular narrative,
Yeah. Okay.
like,
Okay.
mhm,
So we
not in
don't
the rule
we
of
do
law.
yeah, but we don't use the word undivided India. We use the word South Asia, and that comes from actually West,
Hmm.
from USA and other scholars.
Yeah, these transnational
Yeah.
movements wanted to, like, tear down all the nation state borders and restrict everyone through into like continental identities in the 80s. Yeah.
Understood. Understood.
No, basically, I
Okay.
mean, uh, if we know one line, I have to describe this. It's like, I mean, putting the sheep and the lion in one cage so that the lion can tear and eat the sheep better. is what was the goal of this I mean, transnational
Mm.
movements, if we have to see.
Understood. This is the last comment we will take before we end. So I guess initially they wanted to pass it just for. Okay, so he's talking about the Guten, this one, the USA one. Okay, so in some of the points also by the Indian state as well, which results in the minorities in Islamic republics be kept as okay. So he's talking about the historical perspective on this, why people were left
Yeah,
apart. That is,
hostage theory.
yeah.
And
So
if we see the incomplete memoirs of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, that is the founding father of Bangladesh. Yeah, it's written and also some other books like. However, this is the core books. I like to speak with this only. That when there was riot in East Pakistan and other areas, the Muslim leaders have asked the youth to stay away from attacking stay away from attacking the minorities because if the the attack have continues, then minorities will be forced to flee to India, and then there will be, people, the minorities of India, such as the Muslims, will have to flee to Pakistan. And if that had happened, then the economy of Pakistan, which was already, quite suffering at that period and has continued, still now, would have been trembled just then only, and the entire Pakistan would have been dismantled. So it's regarding that the hostess theory was formed so that and also I believe that has been a famous book that is Pakistan and creating a new Medina. Uh, so it also explains the entire Pakistan movement in a different angle in connection with the Islamic movement, what had been happened in Makkah and Medina area in the initial days of Islam.
understood. So I think we'll keep that for another discussion,
Yeah.
where we will invite you again for another engaging session, and hopefully we'll not have the connection issue that we have today. So again, we apologize to everybody for the technical issues which we had today. It was beyond our control to control them. However, thank you, Shomodip, for coming to our podcast and sharing your opinion, your expert analysis on the CAA, the historical perspective, the legal perspective. And we expect to see you soon in our next episode where we'll be discussing maybe bit political, bit legal things as well.
And obviously, thank you to you and your entire team for giving me the chance, and also for the audience who have, beyond my statements and the evidence and all those things for more than an hour. So thanks, and obviously, I left to say that yes, there are challenges, and there will be challenges also in future, which will be someone's. Um, among them, some will be even beyond our control. But I will like to say that no matter how much challenges may come, truth will be established sooner or later.
Yeah, truth always prevails and truth will prevail. So nobody can ever stop this from happening. So we all be striving from our own ways to make sure that the right details, the correct details, the truth is told to everybody who needs to know. So thank you so much, Shomodeep. Thank you, Nandi, for and thank you, audience,
Mm.
for bearing with us all the difficulties. And we try to get this fixed in our next stream, and we'll see you on next stream. So thank you, Jai Shri Ram, Bande Mataram.
Satyameva Jayate.
Jai Jai Sri Ram, Jai Ma Kali, Vande Mataram.